Well, one of the things we talk about in terms of your issue and yours now is Casey and Verne, Reverend Groff, whether you currently have security at the site or whether you would contemplate talking with your board about having security on the hours when you're not there. Is that something you would consider?
It's something that we could consider.
Just out of curiosity,
I discussed that with you.
Sure.
When you came to meet with me.
I've lived in the neighborhood for over 10 years, same property. And I guess maybe I'm not familiar with the security that was there.
And you can't ask me that. You would have to.
I know that you would have it.
So you would have to ask.
Yes. Could you just alert me to when the security that you did
Well,
have
one
security?
individual, we're going to have a security guard around the premises for about 2 or 3 years, but that was about 3 years ago.
And-
This lady says she lived there 4 years, but it's about 3 years ago, and it wasn't working because he wasn't performing his duty the way he should have done it, so we had to get rid of him.
I would like maybe an association to sort of rise up around Coleman Manor.
Yeah.
You know, it wouldn't be homeowners,
In what
perhaps
manner are you
renters.
speaking of? Rising up in what way?
Just that have a neighborhood, or it wouldn't be a homeowners association, but maybe a renters
the people who
association.
live in
And
Coleman
the
Manor.
people who live there, maybe the neighbors right around that area. And it'd be nice if the church had a representative and this public realty.
Oh,
had
we got a
representative.
representative,
And that way, everybody could like have a place to voice their frustrations before it gets to this point.
There are neighborhood representatives there.
And, you know, have a
nobody
month,
lived there.
but it'd be nice to have a monthly meeting where people could come
Well,
together,
that's not,
voice their issues.
that's
And
not a
And they,
bad
have
idea.
and they do have a place to voice their issue. I mean, if there is an issue with the resident, or if a resident feels that there's something going on suspicious, then they go to the property management and they express their concerns.
But you have
And then it's
residents
addressed-
there who are
I'm not
afraid.
done. Let
I'm
me
sorry.
finish.
They're
And then,
afraid.
and then if then they go to the property management and then they address those concerns. Now, so as far as the renters association, it's not like everyone does not feel empowered to go and speak on those particular issues.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it seems like, it seems like what I'm hearing is that the church is not doing anything, the Coleman Manor property management does not care, and that we're just there letting people run crazy, and that's not the case. And so if there are concerns, we need to know about them. I've been at this church since November. I've never been invited to a City Park West Neighborhood Association meeting. November 8th was my first day at Campbell. I've never been invited. This is my first invitation to this meeting to complain about Coleman Manor.
You don't need to
Also-
be invited, or it's
Well, I didn't know. Well, if I
public.
don't know about the meeting,
It's in the
then
paper.
It's in
Well,
It's
But not all the
Okay, but-
paper.
But everybody, exactly. First of all, not everyone reads the paper, but also if you're saying that you're saying people don't come. But I'm looking around the room, and this is not a representation of the community. So do you think everyone feels that they're invited or that they're comfortable coming to these types of meetings? And you have not had it. But do you think they feel comfortable coming to these meetings?
Well, if
And
they
I was
haven't,
not.
they know if
And
they're
if they are invited, then why wasn't I invited?
This sounds like land of
Yes,
ignorance.
this is exactly one of the reasons
And
why
so-
this alienation is
I'm-
getting deeper.
Well, I'm
Because
responding
I've heard
to.
nothing
I'm
but
responding.
denial. I've heard accusations that we are racist. I've heard accusations that we don't
I'm
embrace our
responding
community.
to what
I've actually
the
heard-
comment was on the
You're the
floor.
only sensible
What-
person I've heard speak tonight.
Okay,
I'm
first-
so happy when you spoke.
My
I'm not being personal.
my
with you.
concern is addressing the social issues in the community. We can do what we can at Coleman Manor. We can beat up on the liquor store if we want. Okay? But I want to address what some of the social issues are within the community. So if alcoholism is a problem, then we need to talk about alcoholism. If drug abuse is a problem, then we need to talk about drug abuse. Yes, we can go to Coleman Manor and figure out if there's drugs being sold out of a particular unit. Yes, we can evict them, but guess what? That's not going to deal with the drug problem in City Park West. And so that's the angle that I'm coming from. I don't want to sit here and hear us complain. I thank you very much for your suggestions. And I think that Patricia Manning and Cammie both know, and so does Rob, that I am concerned about the issues in this community. We as a church have concerns as well. It's not just about people hanging out on the wall. It's about the homeless people ringing our doorbell all day to come and use the bathroom. It's about people insulting me when I get out of my car. It's also about the fact that our church was vandalized and broken into over Christmas. And so yes, we have concerns as well that need to be addressed. But if we just say that it's just coming from one particular area and we're just going to address Coleman Manor, that's not dealing with the neighborhood issues. That's not dealing with the reasons why these people are doing these particular things. And so as management at Coleman Manor and as owners of Coleman Manor, yes, we want to do what we can to deal with Coleman Manor. I will put that on the table. So if that means making sure that we, whether it's a renters association, we can consider that. Someone mentioned security earlier. I believe that I said we would consider that. So don't sit here and tell me that we're blaming or that we're just blaming. Did he just call me hostile when he was the one that cut me off and started yelling?
It feels like
Okay, thank you. So, okay then. And so we are concerned and we are willing to do what we can in order to address the issue. And I think that we've said that.